Hey everyone, Happy New Year and welcome to episode 44 of the At the Coffee Table podcast. I am Jason Klink and I'm here with my co-host, the reigning, defending viewership champion of this podcast, Joyce Petras of Body By JBae. So I get tripped up there trying to do the proper intro.
The tongue twister.
Tongue twister, yes. So I was very excited to do this podcast today because of the whole New Year's resolution. And I tagged Joyce in based on the typical New Year's resolution of going out and we're going to have better fitness and better nutrition. And for those of you that don't know Joyce yet, Joyce is a fitness and nutrition coach. She runs her own business. She empowers women through fitness and nutrition. And all other aspects of health and wellness. And she's been on the podcast before, and she's my resident expert in this area. And I asked her to come back on again to talk about the difference between your fitness resolutions and maybe a fitness goal or two. So Joyce, thanks for hopping on here today.
Yes, I'm back again.
Back again. So when we decided to do this, I thought of the days that I would go to like Planet Fitness or Aspen to go work out instead of doing it at home. And you'd go in on the first week of January and every workstation's filled, every machine is filled. And then as you slowly go through January and you go through February, you get less and less people to the point where you're in March and it's the people that were there originally from the year before and maybe a few new ones and all the other resolutionists are gone.
Exactly.
So I wanted to get your insight on, a fitness New Year's resolution versus making fitness and nutrition goals.
Yeah, of course. So first I'll start off with how I feel about resolutions.
Okay.
So unpopular opinion, I've never been big on New Year's resolutions. I feel that you shouldn't need a specific day, month, or even year to attack your goals and try to make a change. If you truly want something bad enough, you just start today, right now, because the best is always promised.
Right.
Every day we have a chance to start over again. No Monday or New Year required.
Yep.
I mean, in fact, I think that it's important to focus on continually evolving into the next best version of yourself. And if you're waiting until a specific day or time to do just that, you've already lost.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've already lost because that kind of tells me what kind of person you are when it comes to your goals. You're only committed when it's convenient and easy. I actually just did a post on this, I believe, a week or two ago. And the person who's always committed when it's convenient and easy will always lose. Because eventually they'll quit.
Yep.
I mean, because real life is never convenient or easy for long.
Right.
Things get hard and motivation wears off.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Yep. And it brings me to like some of the coaching that I've gotten into in the business side of things and telling the clients that I have that any goals that you set, they have to have timetables and they need to be measurable.
Exactly.
And where to me, where resolutions fall short, especially when it comes to fitness and nutrition, is you can say, yep, I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to lose 30 pounds in 2021. But that puts it all the way at the end of the year. So if you're not going to say, I'm going to get fit, I'm going to lose 30 pounds by June 1st. Now, when it gets to April 1st and you are well short of that goal, now it's like that visual kick in the pants of, I need to go out. I need to step up my game and get to this goal versus saying, well, I may do it in 2021 if it's, like you said, convenient for me. If it's easy.
Exactly. And the thing is, right now, this is the season of everyone pushing a new fitness plan, a new diet, or weight loss trend. But nearly 80% of people fall off and are abandoned with their resolutions come February. And that's because you can't use the holiday food guilt or a new year to motivate yourself 365 days. Motivation has to come from a desire to want to change a lifestyle and a routine.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I follow Andy Frisella and Sal Frisella from First Form, and Andy Frisella does 75 Hard. And I've listened to his podcast. You did 75 Hard?
Yeah.
I'm considering it. I'm kind of stuck I'm an old guy stuck in my routine.
I would
So
suggest if you're going to do it, I would wait until like March or April when it's a little warmer weather.
yeah, so you don't have the excuse that it's a snowstorm outside to do the
Yeah,
outside
exactly.
component.
Exactly.
Yeah. But one of the things I always I kind of chuckle at, and it's very real, is when Andy's like, "Okay, you're going to start 75 hard on Monday, but it's Tuesday. Start today." And I think that's where a lot of people find a lot of difficulty. It's I'm going to start New Year's Day, or I'm going to start on Monday. But by the time the day rolls around, the motivation may or may not be there.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what do you think? What's a better way to go about, instead of a fitness and nutrition resolution? What's a better way to go about setting those kind of goals for an individual or yourself?
So instead of resolutions, I would rather set goals. Goals are
Mhm.
specific, whereas resolutions tend to be broad and vague. Goals are much more actionable, which is what makes them more effective. So get clear on what you want to accomplish and why it's important and how you'll make it happen. Take something broad, such as living a healthier lifestyle in the next year, and then break it down. How are you going to achieve this? Will that include changing your nutrition and incorporating fitness or exercise? Will you need to hire a coach to help you with these goals? What else will you have to do? Get as specific as possible and outline all of the smaller steps you'll need to take to reach your full
Mhm.
goal. The more specific you get when breaking down your goals, the more likely it is that you're going to accomplish them. When they're broken down into manageable and measurable steps, you'll be able to track your progress and stay focused.
And I couldn't have said it better. Because the way I look at it is like you take that goal, specific goal, whatever it might be, and you start breaking it down into tasks, and now you start accomplishing these tasks. It could be as simple. I mean, with fitness, and I'm sure you'll agree. With fitness, if you haven't done workouts, if you haven't done a lot of exercise, in the recent past, that it could be as simple as just getting up and going outside for a walk.
Yeah,
Go
it's
and walk
super
around your
simple.
neighborhood. Yeah.
Yep, you really need to focus on the small steps instead of the end goal. So what I
Yeah.
mean by that is if you want to lose X amount of weight, so let's say 25 pounds, that shouldn't be your sole focus. Your focus should be in the little steps you consistently take each and every single day. So are you nourishing your body with whole minimally processed foods? Are you drinking half of your body weight in ounces of water? Are you getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep each and every single night? These are the
Mhm.
little steps that you really need to focus on. Are you incorporating 30 minutes of physical activity 5 days out of the 7 days of the week? Consistency plus discipline equals progress. It's
Yep.
inevitable.
So one of the book I'm currently reading actually is from Tony Horton of Beachbody and P90X. And in this book, Tony talks about, you know, not making your fitness and your overall health, something that's more like a job, that you need to love what you're doing,
Right.
that, you can break it down into manageable parts. You
Exactly.
can bring the intensity, but just, and like for him, I guess the best thing I'm trying to say is for him, he wasn't a big fan of just pumping iron, throwing up weights. So he created this whole thing for himself. And the dude is 60 years old. I mean, he's got a climbing board in his property, a rope climb, and he does all that kind of stuff. So if you're not into, and if you haven't seen Joyce's, workout program and the content that she posts, um, you know, her workout programs, I can tell why your clients get the results that they do, because they're well put together, they're well focused, and they have combo efforts and so on. But if somebody's not if you're not into, it's tough to get into those kind of combination moves if you're not used to them and you don't
Right.
have the right balance.
Exactly.
So starting out small, of walking on a treadmill or jumping jacks, whatever it might be.
Yep.
Have you seen, I guess, the question I just thought of too is, you know, to me, it seems like there's been an increase in those kind of CrossFit combo move type exercise programs. Have you seen a more increase in that recently? Recently meaning the last few years versus maybe when you started your
Yeah,
business?
I feel like thing people are starting to get, I would say, more creative when it comes
Okay.
to different types of compound movement and strength training. And I like to say what I do is like functional fitness.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I feel like people are just getting bored. And that
Yeah.
kind of brings me back to what you had said about that guy. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, the author for
Oh,
Beachbody.
Tony
Yeah,
Horton.
you said that he has all different things, that he does all different things. He doesn't just pump iron. Like,
Right.
if you look at, I'm actually going to be releasing a series of programs, which I'll talk about later on. And if you purchase the series, you're going to see that it's not just crazy lifting or anything like that. Like, I have
Yeah.
mobility circuits in there, prehabilitation where you stretch and you go outside. Like, one of your scheduled workouts is to just go outside for 30 to 45 minutes. I don't even care what you do. You can just sit outside in the grass for all I care. I just want you outside.
Right. Right.
So
And
I feel
there's
like
something. No,
go
go ahead.
ahead. I feel like people are just getting bored and they're just trying to find different innovative ways to
Yeah.
stay active and enjoy
Yeah.
staying active.
And I think it just, you have to find what you love doing. Personally, I've been a runner for the majority of the last 10 years. I've done a group of 5Ks. I had an intention of doing a half marathon last year before the pandemic. And for me, it's just trying to beat the age bus and, bad DNA.
Age is just a
So,
number.
right. So, but, I get a lot of, stress release, a lot of, I just enjoy going out and hitting the pavement and going out for a run and just looking around and being outside. So I can see how that is super important versus, just going to the gym and seeing the same four walls or the same machines or being in your
Right.
house and you doing that. I've seen other gyms like Achilles Heel and Metabolic, and so their programs are pretty crazy, intense. So it's really, I think it's finding your comfort zone and getting
Yeah.
not being afraid to push yourself and do the hard work to get the hard results,
Right.
but also being comfortable and having fun with it.
Exactly. I agree about that as well.
What kind of fads do you see as far as get healthy quick schemes that people might grab onto this time of year?
Cleanses. People are really big on like juice cleanses and things like that. I've never personally done one myself, nor would I want to, because I love eating. I love food.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know if I have the discipline in me to go like days with just drinking whatever juice you're trying to get me to drink. But cleanses, I see It Works wraps, just different pills and supplements that you can take to lose weight. Like, if you take pills for 30 days, you lose 20 pounds. Who knows exactly what's in those pills because they're not regulated by the FDA. I know that.
Right. Oh, geez.
So just a lot of different things. But really, it just comes down to proper fitness and nutrition. You just need to eat well. You need to move your body. It's really that simple. And people just complicate it and overthink it. And it really doesn't have to be as big and bad as they build it up thinking it to be.
It's funny you mentioned the cleanses because I did try that at this time last year.
What's that?
The cleanses. I did some cleanse through, I think it was through Beachbody. It didn't.
Did it
to
work?
me, it didn't work. It didn't work. It just made me hungry, and I'm like you. I like to eat food.
Yeah.
So I just went, I'll never do that again.
Exactly. And the thing is with those, you'll lose 5 pounds in 3 days, but then you'll gain it back by refeeding after you had the cleanse because you want to eat everything and anything in sight.
Well, and it's not like you're correcting your eating behavior. You're just cleaning out your system for a week.
Exactly.
I was like, well, tried it, done that, won't do it again.
Yeah.
So, and it's funny you mentioned the pills. I've seen some company reps and stuff on content on social media of rub this lotion on and it'll make your butt, firmer. And I'm like, how does this work?
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
And
really what troubles me the most is that there are so many like celebrities and big names out there that endorse these types of supplements too, because I'm assuming that they're sponsored by the company or they get paid for them for promoting them. But
right.
people look up to these people and say, oh, well, they're doing it and they say that it's good. And look at how beautiful and fit that they look. So I'm going to do it too. And that's how the cycle just continues and continues.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so easy because of all of the content that we have right at our fingertips. So we have all this information at our fingertips, and it goes back to, I don't want to be uncomfortable. I want it to be easy to do this. I don't have to. I only have so many hours in my day, and it just no replacing, in my opinion. There's just no replacing good old fashioned hard work that you can do for 45 minutes or 30 minutes, depending on your day. I'm sorry, but you could really make 30 or 45 minutes a day work in a schedule.
Exactly.
For me, if I didn't get up at 5:30 in the morning to start my day with a workout, but if I try to wait till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I will talk myself out of it every single time.
Yep. I work out every single morning too, and for that reason. I mean, I also have more energy to exert first thing in the morning than I do later on after I've had a busy day of work.
Yeah.
And I have no excuse. It's the first thing I do. I get it done, out of the way, and then I get on with my day.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. It was funny. So my wife really has never been a fan of waking up early and doing her workout. Never. And she's like, I don't want to do it. I'd rather do it in the afternoon. Well, because her schedule got so busy as a school teacher, especially last year.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, well, maybe I'll give it a try and I'll see if I can get used to it. And she's been doing it. She's been doing it for months ever since. She gets up and does her thing and then
good
goes
for
to
her.
work.
And that's a great example of trying to do something and making it work, because
Yep.
there's a lot of times, I don't know if she had tried prior to wake up early and get her workout in. A lot of times people will say, oh, I'm not a morning person. I'm not going to do it, but they don't
Right.
actually try to do it and try to do it for 2, 3, 5 days and seeing how it works for them.
And I was in this, 5, 8 years ago, I was in the same boat. I didn't want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go work out because to me, it was just inconvenient to wake up, get out of the warm bed, get in the car, go to the gym and do the workout. It was hard. Now I wouldn't do it any other way. And I think it's just because I have the benefit of, we created a workout space and a gym space here at home. And one of the positives of the whole pandemic of being at home. So why not create that workout space, because we couldn't go to a gym.
Right.
Have you seen kind of an increase in the whole home-based fitness areas, or people just even doing it in their living rooms?
Yeah, I've seen a lot. I mean, even with a lot of my friends that were avid gym goers are starting to do at-home workouts now, and some are even choosing to keep doing at-home workouts and not going back to the gym, which I don't knock down gyms at all. Gyms are a great way for people to exert their body and get into shape. But I personally do at-home workouts as well, and I find it easier and more convenient, and I'm in the best shape of my life because of it. And so I feel like more people are starting to realize that you don't need the gym to reach your physique and your body goals. You can do it from home. You don't need the gym. And with everything going on, with so many restrictions, with either having to book an appointment and only being there for an hour when they're used to being there for 2 hours, or having the gym being closed altogether and not knowing when it's going to reopen, that people are just trying to form a new, different routine for the new normal that's going on.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that a lot. And it was one of those things where if you wanted to improve your health, and you know what, and I think a lot of us kind of lose sight of the fact that, and you and I have talked about this in previous podcasts, was like having your fitness in line does so much more for everything else for you. So not only is your fitness better and your overall health is better, but then your mental health is better.
Energy levels.
Yeah. Even
sleep.
Right. Yeah. There's just so many eating. Right. So there's just so many other benefits to to just thinking about, well, I got to do this workout and I'll do my 30 minutes and, whatever.
Whatever after
um,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really, it kind of, and you've highlighted this a lot in your content and everything else of how one just kind of rolls into the other.
Yep. It's like a ripple effect or like a domino.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, with your current set of clients, what would you recognize kind of as their biggest pain points as far as fitness, nutrition? What are the biggest hurdles for folks these days?
Time. I feel like
Time.
that's always the biggest thing is time. But
Mm,
generally it's not that they don't have the time. It's just that they're not using the time that they have for their priorities and to
mm.
put that time to use and be productive with it. So I think I made a post about, no, actually it was a story the other day that I put. A lot of times, like my nutrition clients, they say that they don't have a lot of time to meal prep, and meal prep doesn't even really take that much time out of your entire week if you plan accordingly.
Right.
And the thing is, you don't have to do it all in one sitting. You can take little bits of increments of time that you have. Like if you have an extra 20-25 minutes, go ahead and roast some vegetables and then throw them in your refrigerator so you have vegetables on hand when you go to make dinner later. And that's only 20-25 minutes out of your time instead of scrolling on Facebook or watching
Yeah.
whatever Netflix show that you missed last night. So that's what
Yep.
I mean by being productive with your time and putting your attention elsewhere where your focus should be if your goals are that important to you.
Yeah, and it's a super, I had a personal experience where my wife and I, bought into a meal plan a couple of years ago, meal prepping, and we went in 100% and did the whole thing. And I tell you what, each of us probably dropped 10 or 15 pounds of garbage weight, and it's
That's
clean
awesome.
eating
Yeah.
yeah. And so, but it got to the point where like it got really repetitious. So like you're eating all the same foods. It's kind of like, and then it's like, well, I don't want to sit here on a Sunday and do this for 3 hours and putting all this stuff together.
Right.
We kind of lost track of it. But like recently, so last week I decided, you know what, I need to improve my eating habits. I need to have less indulgences. Otherwise, it just kind of catch up to me at some point. So last week I went into the freezer out in the garage, pulled out a bunch of chicken, a bunch of fish, cooked it up, cooked up some vegetables, and put it all together. And that's what I've been eating all week up till
Good.
last night anyway. But that is my personal plan, going forward over the next couple of 2-3 months to kind of reverse the ease of, what, it's Friday night, we'll get Friday night takeout, now we're getting extra indulgences. Oh, I gotta, because craft brews are one of my favorites.
I'm
So
guilty too. I know.
right. So it just, that's where the domino effect goes in the wrong direction. So I think it's like you said, it's kind of a mental thing. Instead of sitting around, get up, do the cooking that you have to do, put it together, because it just, when you can do it realistically, if you can take 2 or 3 hours and put it all together, now you got it for the rest of the week. I
Exactly.
did a lot less cooking this week.
Yeah,
So
you got to think about it in that aspect, because you got to think that like on average, when you cook dinner each night, it probably takes you anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour. And that's
right.
only one meal for one night. If you're
Yep.
taking 2 hours out of your week to plan and prep accordingly, you have all of your meals. That
Yep.
actually saves you time in the long run,
Yep.
you
Yep.
know?
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's one of those, I think it's one of those things you don't realize it until you do it. And then it's
Exactly.
not so bad. And it's like with any coaching along, it's, you start doing this, so it creates a routine, which over time will create that habit, and it's a
Yep.
positive habit. So
Yep.
now it's just a regular part, kind of like getting up early in the morning,
Habitual. Yep.
it becomes a habitual thing that you're doing every day because it's part of your day.
Exactly.
So I think the meal prep, you can easily make that part of your week. And like on Sunday afternoon, I'm going to get all that stuff together, and we're gonna make a bunch of food, and that'll be it. And it's the same thing as if you're doing business planning, or if you're doing your marketing or social media planning. If you can set that hour or two aside to do that, you can definitely do for your meal prep and your exercise.
Exactly. It's all about priorities, I'm telling you.
Yep, absolutely. So what do you have going on for your group, for your business, and coming up, your offerings?
So actually, I believe it's in 10 days. I think in 10 days, I'm actually coming out with a 3-part series of hybrid training programs called the Strive Challenge. I'm really excited about this. I've been working on this since the summer. Each series is 4 weeks long, totaling 12 weeks. It's a combination of HIIT, functional strength training, and metabolic conditioning that will take you outside of your comfort zone and push your mental and physical limits, because you're not challenging yourself, you're not changing yourself. The program can be modified or progressed for athletes of all levels, and it will be going live on Monday, January 11th on bodybyjbae.com.
That's awesome. Are you doing any kind of live, say in person, but live training for your group where you can get on and exercise together or anything like that?
So not currently, I'm not, just because I just wrapped up recording for the series, and I actually have been working with beta testers that have been working with me the past 3 months, actually testing out this program before launch, just to ensure that it's efficient and effective. But I actually just started a new private Facebook group for all of my fitness clients, past and present. You get lifetime access to this private group, and I'm going to start doing live workouts and different things in that group with all of them. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah,
that's awesome. I think that kind of wrapping this up, or wrapping it back together is, it's a new year. You can make a new you, but you have to make the goals to make a new you, and not a simple resolution that you're going to do, you may or may not do in 2021. Because resolutions, to me, and I've always been of the opinion, is resolutions are optional. If you're setting goals for yourself, now you got that concrete, this is what I'm going to do, and this is when I'm going to do it.
Exactly. Make sure you're being clear about why you're doing what you're doing. Uncover the most profound purpose that underpins your goals. Why do you want your commitment to become a reality? How will your life change as a result of the intention of your goals or resolutions? This will help drive your motivation when your motivation wears off and your excuses start rolling in, because they will. They always do.
100%. It'll happen.
Don't keep your goals or your resolutions a secret. Make sure you try to set up an accountability system. You can enroll a trusted friend or invest in even a life coach, because believe me when I say we really are stronger together. And be kind to yourself and believe in yourself, because everything you need to be phenomenal is already inside of you. You need to know that. You need to believe that. You need to think that. And once you do, watch out, world, because you're about to be making some real changes.
That's awesome. I tell you what, for anybody that's watching or listening, when we download the audio version of the podcast on Spotify, if you haven't checked out Joyce on social media and her posts, her content, you should check it out, especially if you're looking to make a change, you're looking to make yourself better, because a lot of what Joyce puts out there is not just workouts or even just food, but it's the holistic, the whole 100% of making yourself better and giving you that encouragement and motivation to do so. Joyce, why don't you remind everybody how they can find you and get in touch with you?
Yeah, you can find me on both Instagram and Facebook at Body By JBae, and you can reach me on my website and view the full list of my training programs and my personalized nutrition coaching at www.bodybyjbae.com.
That's awesome. Joyce, I thank you for jumping on this New Year's Day and discussing it. I think this is just a hugely important topic, so people don't get stuck in a rut of a resolution that they're never going to fulfill, and maybe look for something that's a little bit more encouraging, motivating, fun, and just make themselves overall better.
Yes, let's do it. 2021.
Let's do it. It's day one of a new year, and it's time to get at it. So with that, I appreciate everybody who's watched or listened here today. Again, the audio version will be downloaded on Spotify. If you would like, drop us. We've had some comments today, which has been awesome. share it with anybody if you feel would get
Yes.
any value of being connected
Share
with
the
Joyce.
love.
Yep, share the love. She'd be happy to talk to anybody that wants to talk,
Yes.
about
I'll be
fitness and
actually
nutrition.
at my desk all day today working, so reach out if you have any questions.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you, and Happy New Year. And we'll definitely do this again, I'm sure, in this new year, because your information and your insight is just, to me, is invaluable. So
Thank you.
with that, guys, this is the At the Coffee Table podcast, where we pull up a chair to the virtual coffee table and talk about anything, and hopefully give you some insights, some solutions, some direction, and that's the purpose of the podcast altogether. So with that, I will wish everybody a great day, a happy new year. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and enjoy your day.
All right, bye, Jason.